I gotta tell you, man, this is gonna take a lot of work. The right torso's practically stripped. It's got some internal damage. You got structural integrity problems all over the place. The left leg is sheared clean off. No way I could do it in less than, like, judging by how my team performs, probably Saturday. We scored a lot on that one. Extra Crusader goes a long way to actually making my force a little bit heavier. Not to mention, we picked up, well, some good salvage stuff, too. Couple extra Stinger. Well, actually, no, this is the new one. New Stinger. Couple other light mechs that we plan on pretty much stripping. The Stinger is going to go back into the pool of things that I'm working together to just kind of, for some reason, I'm obsessed with putting these things back together into whole mechs out of the various spare parts I get. You don't actually get any more money for doing this. I always say that, but it's not true. But it just feels right, you know? Besides, it gets my mech tech crews some extra experience in putting shit together, so never hurts. Worst case scenario, we can sell it off. We've got one more mission today, so before we actually manage to get to any of the upkeep and repair bay and all the other fun stuff, I actually do legitimately think that that's fun stuff. We've got a probing attack that we are making. Big Sky is engaging a patrol of pretty much nothing but vehicles. In fact, absolutely nothing but vehicles, and all of them of medium or lighter size. There's really not one that's 50 tons or heavier in this whole batch. Um, we are well equipped to take on this encounter. We just need to destroy 1/4 of theirs while not losing 1/4 of ours. 1/4 of ours is, since we've got 5 people going in, 2 mechs. Uh, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of them on the field. 13, that's an interesting number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, definitely. Um, and that means that we're going to have to take out not 3, but 4 of them to take out 1/4 of their forces. Only big problem is that we're currently fighting in a swamp wetlands. I'm not a fan of that. Hey, whoever's in charge of this lance right now, I think it's still Meta Allen, although you technically outrank her, but whatever. She's the one who's been in charge of Big Sky since pretty much this we put this group together. See if you can't get me a little bit better than wetlands. Hills with cliffs, at the very least, it's solid ground. So there's not much more playing around. We already did our attempt for reinforcements over here, so let's just get on the ground. It loads up so much faster after it's had a couple. But yeah, all of these are vehicles that you've seen before. The Galleon might be slightly unfamiliar. It's just packing a medium laser and 2 smalls. No, I think we've seen one of those before. Oh, no, this is the one that's going to be unfamiliar. It's packing an unusual assortment. 3 LRM-5s, 2 SRM-2s, 3 machine guns, and an SRM-6. It's got a lot of armaments, but it doesn't have a hell of a lot of armor. It's a 50-ton hover tank, so, you know, it can move quickly and has okay armor for what it is, but it just can't take much punishment. Although those LRM-5s, well, okay, it's got 2 of them mounted on a front arc, and one of them mounted on its butt. That's unusual. And then the turret mount is just a bunch of machine guns and an SRM-6. And the SRM-2s are mounted on the right and left side. So this thing is kind of built a little bit like an old World War I tank with a bunch of sponsons. Uh, you or a Lehman Russ if you're more inclined to 40k stuff. We've got another Saladin, and that's going to be priority target number 1 just to take out that AC-20. I still hate an AC-20. So, as I mentioned earlier, Lieutenant Junior Grade Meta Allen got slapped into a Warhammer. We're going to see if we can't get her precision shooting on, well, she's at least a decent shot and will be a better one soon. She'll be a match for Lieutenant Ueda in just a moment. So we just need to get her on the board, which she will be doing at the start of round 2. Our Hermes and our Shadowhawk will deploy right at the start, with our Ostsal and Trebuchet coming in right after, so we get to see where everyone deploys before we deploy them. Let's go ahead and get on the ground. There's not much more to discuss. Nice balance of deployment zones, I guess. Okay. Oh, I'm so damn glad that I set that isometric view up. Okay, so it looks like we kind of have the high ground advantage in this map. We are starting on, it's this big hill, and they're kind of down in this ravine. Now, because they're all vehicles, they can kind of clump up behind this level 2 over here, and possibly give me some conniptions with targeting them. So rather than take the highest high ground over here, I think I'll take some sort of moderate high ground over here, walk up onto this, and then they're going to have difficulty hiding from me unless they all putter over into here. I have a ranged advantage over them almost certainly. Well, kinda and kinda not. Since they've got lots of vedettes and they've got mostly AC5s, they actually have a range advantage over me, but my weapons do more damage, and also I'm not in vehicles, so I kinda have a range advantage. Besides, most of their hover tanks are going to be trying to get at me with SRMs and whatnot, and we definitely have a range advantage over. My Shadowhawk with its PPC, the Awesome with its 2 PPCs, or not Awesome, don't have that yet, but totally going to. I can afford it now. But my Warhammer with 2 PPCs, we've got large lasers on the Shadowhawk. We're just in a good position to take long shots. So we'll go ahead and deploy starting over here. Just kind of walk up onto this hill, engage anything that sort of deploys over this way. The Hermes 2, kind of need to keep that one moving fast, so I'll start her closer to the back. Need to remember that Icicle's in there now. This is a lot of contact, I won't lie. We could get pegged by a lot of rounds from a lot of different locations, and we don't have a lot of place to hide from it. We could kind of duck into here, but that's only going to be so effective. Let's see. We don't have our big tactics people on the ground yet. And in fact, actually, now I remember, we don't have our biggest tactics pusher in this lance anymore. So we don't have quite the same lock that we used to have on positioning for everything. But I think it was more important that that went with Firebrand Lance. So we've got a nice mix, and we'll see where some of theirs goes, then we'll see where some of theirs goes, then we'll see where more, and then we do get some last moves, although the lastest move is the Ostsal. Trebuchet, long-range weaponry as always. We'll go ahead and put him front and center, kind of like right here. Clamber up onto this, and for right now, he kind of has some cover from most of this stuff. As for the Ostsal, it's one of my heavier ones, so I'm going to kind of put him closer to being targeted. This is an open firing lane, and it is a potentially nasty one, but that all kind of depends on how quickly we move and how difficult of a target we make ourselves. So they have to move up. So line of sight's going to be really wonky on this one. My Shadowhawk, the more I move up, the more I'm going to be spotted, but the more I move, the more penalties I provide to shoot. This moves me 5, which is going to be a 3 penalty to shoot. And with range penalties also, probably is the best method for us to approach. We likely need to keep on our feet this time, and that does get me that Saladin in my targets, which is very important to me. So, now that Condor is moving up aggressively, so it's going to make itself a priority target just by the nature of doing that. LRM-15s, we can currently see that Condor, and not much else can see us, nor will be able to see us. If we clamber onto here, more can see us. So we could say, if we put some LRM-15s on that Condor, right now we're looking at mod 3, mod 2, plus 5, so 9s to hit him, just off of his speed. Is it possible to just kind of stick to this trench, get a little closer, and not expose myself too much? What if I approach it like this? I can't really get into a position where I can get him closer than medium. So I may just go ahead and park and try to let my LRM-15s do their job. It means I'm going to take the fire from this Condor and this Vidette, but if I take their fire, that means that they won't be putting their fire on someone else. So I'll go ahead and offer to be a target to that guy. The Hermes I need moving quickly. Limiting the arc that he's exposed to will also be a good idea. And that works out pretty well for me, that position. Well, I could stand to be a little closer to get into medium range, but doing so is going to get me targeted. I mean, let's just to show the range on these things so I don't psych myself out. Okay, totally psyching myself out. All these vedettes over here don't even have close to range on me. The only guys who will be the guys with the AC2s. Yeah, the AC2 guys will have range on me, and even they wouldn't have range on this square. Oh yeah, okay. Just putting things in perspective, these guys over here won't be able to engage us this turn. We are just looking at these guys. I should probably like blow my nose before I do a match, just so I'm stop snorkeling so much on people. That position ain't great. You can't see anyone from there. Yeah, I'd say at this point we're moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's pretty fast. Uh, difficult to hit, although actually 5 gets us just as much. How much can we see from there? Yeah, that actually works better. You'll walk. You'll be able to put some zaps on this guy, right? Hang on, let me park you here. Take a look at your large laser. You're in medium range for your large laser. I'd say that that's a pretty good trade. Ostsol. So let me just get my Maginot line. Not from that guy. More from these guys. Get my Maginot line visualized again. Well, this guy's got an AC2. Which one of you have an AC5? Well, those are both AC2s. So they can pop to their heart's content. But this guy with the AC5, he can only get up to like here. This guy with the AC5, he can only get up to like here. So this is kind of my Maginot line right here. I'm not going to mark it this time because I've got a pretty good sight on where it is. If I push up hard like that, it doesn't actually help much more. I can still only get medium. Even pushing up as hard as I could only get up to medium. So instead, pushing kind of mildly will still get me up to medium, and will keep my shots nice and accurate. And I move enough to get a bit of a penalty. I think that that works for me. So, shots, shots, shots. I had a shot over here, but it's too far away. I move too much, they move too much. There's no way I can land a shot on anything but maybe this, and even that would be a bad shot. Could land a possible shot on this Vidette. This Condor, just too difficult to hit. We're going to have to pretty much take the best shots that we can get, because we're at such long ranges right now. That said, I've got a solid LRM5 on that guy. I may go ahead and take this 11 just so that I can also take the LRM5, and we'll focus fire on this Condor this turn and see if we can't knock him the fuck out. Give me damage high to low just to get things in order. LRM-15 at 9s to hit. Not great, but not awful, considering how fast he moved. Shoop shoop. The Hermes only got a 10, but we'll take that shot. Only one, though, trying to keep our heat under control. And the Ostsal. 0, what you feeling? You're feeling pretty okay about being able to hit that guy. Let's go ahead and put your zaps on target. Pew pew. And we'll see if we can't take out that Condor through weight of fire. Let's see what happens. Miss, unfortunately. Miss, unfortunately. Miss. We... The Condor lands... Well, he lands his 9 on us. But he didn't land his mediums. We miss, but then we do get that LRM-15 on target. We do a little bit of damage to his armor. Unfortunately, we don't get a significant motive system damage, just a +1 to driving skill rolls, which doesn't come up much. But then misses and misses and misses and misses. Not great. We pretty much didn't do, well, we did roughly average. Only 1/4 of our shots were going to hit, and 1 out of like 5 hit, so that's not awful. However, we now have more coming onto the field. We're just still a bit ahead in terms of initiative. We don't have the solid lock that we did before, but coming onto the field, we have Lieutenant Junior Grade Meta Allen, Sassy, coming up in her Warhammer. That's going to provide us some much needed punch. In you go. Alright, what's your move, vehicles? Condor kind of flies up into open area. Only moved enough for a mod 2. So, what's the play here? Well, what's my new Maginot line? All the way over here, unfortunately, for that. Now, this Saladin, very thankfully, is keeping his distance. I am fine with that. That one VDET is close. These two are AC2. No, wait, this was a normal one. Positioning over here will miss this one. So pretty much I can say from this guy back, I won't be looking at a lot of fire if I kind of air over here. So, if I take my Shadowhawk and sort of air over here, how do I then get a PPC on that target? I could do like this and then turn. Would that get with him within short range? I think it would. Let me just do another artificial turn here. No, it doesn't look like it. Looks like I was significantly off. Yeah, he starts off in short range here, so being over here, he's definitely not going to be. But we're doing that in order to try to minimize shots that are taken back at us. And this will provide some food for thought for this Vidette and J. Edgar. We might lure them in, we might chase them away. Just whichever one kind of works for me. Saladin still over there. Okay, Trebuchet, you can't see anyone now. So what if you kind of march up to here? You can see some folks. Could you march up to here and see that Condor? Yes, because that's kind of where I want your shots to go. I want to focus on this Condor who's getting kind of sassy and see if I can't knock him out before he becomes more of a problem. There's only enough room for one sassy person on this battlefield. Well, that Maxim's doing pretty much the same thing. I could breach over here and put the Warhammer kind of in the field of fire. It is a big, heavy mech, and so it can take that kind of punishment. And that would put PPCs at close range on this Maxim. And I believe with Torso Twist, that would mean on that Condor as well. I'm going to trust in your ability, Alan, to kind of take a lot of heat. You're moving up 5, so that's going to make you difficult to shoot. it's going to make your shots difficult also, but, you know, I assume you've been training in this thing. Let's put you front and center. The Hermes, I would need to keep moving quick. I forgot doing this today would probably incur some background noise. Well, hopefully you guys can't hear too much of what's going on. If a torso twist, then would I be able to hit that? Probably not. So I probably need to stop one short and then turn. And as for the Ostsal, just kind of doing the same thing. I'll start to wonder if I'm being a little too timid, but on the other hand, this is the opening volleys. I don't want to commit too hard right away. I need them to kind of come to me and then feed into this line of fire that I'm setting up. I just need to kind of keep moving quickly. So that looks pretty good to me. Well, the J. Edgar rushed up, but I don't think it's going to have any targets with the hole that it put itself in. So a twist, and let's take a look at our numbers. We got a 10 on the Condor, 10 on this Vidette, 5 on this Maxim. What do we got LRM-wise? Pretty much the same numbers. Not great. We're moving fast, they're moving fast. It's kind of throwing off the numbers a bit, especially because they're moving around fast in mediums, but we'll throw a lot of shots downrange and see what connects. I think once again, focus firing on that Condor and trying to knock it out will do us well, especially because he didn't move terribly far. That said, I've got just as good shots on this Vidette, and right now I'm on pretty much a straight shot to his side, and side hits could knock him out. Yeah, I think for the Shadowhawk and the Ostsal, and maybe the Hermes, side shots on that Vidette look good. Everyone else will put front shots onto that Condor and see if we can't knock it out. So, shots downrange. Trebuchet, you could take medium laser shots, but I'm looking for your LRMs. You probably don't have side shots on that Vidette, so onto the Condor, shots downrange. Don't bother with it. You're going to be overheating a bit as it is. The new Warhammer, twist yourself. That Maxim is at short range. That's going to be a better shot for you, and you've got side shots on it. Go ahead and take that. Choo-choo. That's going to put you 4 over, but that is acceptable for right now. We'll have to cycle in and out that PPC, whether we're firing it, just to kind of keep our heat balanced. But for right now, you are almost perfectly heat balanced to be able to fire that PPC each turn. So for right now, give them both barrels. Over here, I think I decided that you were, well, unfortunately you're at long range for this Vidette. So your better shot would be contributing to the Condor fire. Give that a laser. The Ostsal, unfortunately, is in the same position, just too far out to hit that Vidette on its side, but in decent enough range to lay some fire on this Condor. So, zap, zap. We're 3 over. We'll have to juggle heat a bit, but I think we can manage. So, weight of fire should tell true. Let's see how that turns out for us. Condor fires its AC5, medium laser, and misses all of them. Vidette miss, Vidette miss. PPC, LRM5 unfortunately miss from us. Miss, miss. Our Trebuchet lands a couple shots onto that Condor, putting damage on its front armor and turret, but it's still got plenty to spare. We're looking really for side shots. That Maxim manages to pop us with one of its LRM5 mounted on its front, which doesn't destroy our searchlight, but we don't actually need that searchlight right now. Unfortunately, we missed both of our PPCs. We have hit one of our shots so far. Miss, but aha! Excellent work, Zero. Zero nails it on the front and actually manages to get the motive system damage, which halves the speed of that Condor heavy hover tank. Alright, he is slowed down significantly and is now going to be much easier to finalize. Alright, excellent work, Zero. Excellent work. Remember, we only have to take out 4 of these boogers before we're declared the victors, so uh, a fair pacing on our initiative. Shadowhawk has to go pretty soon. That's not great, but pretty much we'll be moving in sort of a circle at this point. Enemy is continuing to move up on us, and I see no reason that that trend won't continue. So at this point, might be more prudent to sort of take a couple steps back. That won't move you fast, unfortunately. You do have the alternative of doing... That would pretty much hide you entirely. That spot, you don't move fast, but you'd be in demi-good protection. You'd at least have this sitting in front of your legs. Let's take that position, and we'll see if we can't, say, bait out that J. Edgar. And otherwise, our legs should be protected by this little hill here. For the Warhammer, I wish I knew where more of these guys were moving. I'd be tempted to go balls out. Now, this Saladin is suddenly reminding why he's here. He's going for my Warhammer. So let's say no thank you. I do not want to get shot with a big fuck off cannon. We'll just back up a little bit into this wall. Won't move fast, will be an easy target, but we'll be outside of that PPC range, or be outside of that AC-20 range. So just a little scoot back, and try to stay pretty much this far back. Over here, we can take a similar sort of bunkered leg defense. And should still be in range to shoot some guys if they keep pushing up this hard. The Condor is still pushing up, but it just can't move very fast anymore, so it's going to be an easy target. Now, other hover tanks are pushing on us much faster. Let's see. Can I back up that hill? I don't think I can. No, totally can't. Can I do some of what the Hermes did? Kind of, but then I wouldn't have enough movement to face the enemy. Well, I know where these guys moved. I could take a slightly risky move, sort of putting myself out, but a lot of their vedettes are stacked up here, where they won't be able to fire. These vedettes are stacked up here. They've still got plenty of them that are in the back. Although, that would expose me to the Saladin. That's probably not a wise decision. We need to take that Saladin the fuck out as quickly as possible, because I really can't engage at close range until I am confident that that son of a bitch is burning. Now what I can do is at least put on a little bit of speed by, say, scooching like so. That puts me outside of his range, but for me, puts me down in this hole, which, well, actually doesn't protect me much, come to think of it, because my head's still poking out. But I'm at medium range for the Saladin and might be able to get good shots on him. That said, I'm kind of committed if he decides to go in on me, but I can kind of just spin out here. So that's what I think I'm going to do. It's a risky maneuver. I won't sugarcoat it, but we need to take that guy out to be able to have any chance of making progress. Now you might take a lot of fire in doing this, but parking right there is going to give you excellent shots on the side of that Condor. And that's what I really need right now to start taking these chumps out. So let's just throw you in park and then see what we can do. So we've got good shots on the Condor. Well, good-ish. We have terrible shots on the Saladin, unfortunately. And we've got some meh shots on everyone else. I think that just because of how slow he's moving, this Condor is once again going to be a heavy target, and then hopefully because of that we'll knock him the hell out. Alternatively, I could take some less likely shots, just in order to try to get any side damage procs I might get. On this Galleon light tank, for instance, it doesn't have a lot of armor. If I remember correctly, yeah, it's got 10 on a side. A single PPC hit will strip armor from either of its sides and strip most of its front armor, meaning a small laser could finalize it. Well, not a small. You need at least a medium. But yeah, I think I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit. Take some shots which might not land. Yeah, just as unlikely on anyone. Take some shots that might not land, but if they do land, could possibly do me some good work. Over here, though, Warhammer has got dead-on shots on that Condor side. We could either go after that or go after this Maxim, which hasn't really been touched. Who do I have that's going to be able to hit that Maxim hard? Can I actually contribute to the Saladin? I could, but I feel like the Ostsal is going to be my... Zero is going to be the best one to actually finalize. If I take double PPCs this time, I'm going to be 7 over, so I can't do that. I can alternatively juggle in some medium lasers. Give me high to low, please. Juggle in some medium lasers, or an SRM-6. An SRM is an excellent weapon to use against a vehicle in any circumstance because it's just such a crit procking machine. I'm gonna... Between that or that... I'm gonna take some shots at this Maxim, see if I can't get lucky. I'm gonna let the Hermes and the Trebuchet focus on the Condor. On the other hand, that's just like one laser and 2 SRM LRM-15s to finalize this guy. And I know he's moving slow, but that's just not enough. So no, we're going to go ahead and go heavy on the Condor, try to knock it out, finalize it, and then at least be done with that for right now. And we'll worry about the Maxim next turn. So we'll fire a PPC. That takes care of most of our heat. So alternatively, would it be better to not fire the PPC and instead fire, say, some medium lasers? That PPC shot's just so damn accurate. Give me the PPC. Give me the SRM-6. You're 1 over heat, but that means that we should be able to fire both your PPCs next turn and it won't matter. Yep, that's how I'm calling it. Shots downrange. The Hermes. Hermes has this guy at medium. Not great shots again, but, you know, just as good as you can expect. Not going to bother double firing until I've got a good lock. The Ostsal, that Saladin is just moving so damn fast. Well, I would only be giving front shots on this Condor, although I could torso twist to get side shots on the Maxim, and that could knock it out. The problem is, planning for the future, if I keep not taking shots at the Saladin because it's difficult, it'll be on top of me, and then I have to take shots on it after it's already done its damage. We need to start putting shots on it now to potentially knock it out. They're not sturdy vehicles. They will quail under fire. Unfortunately, my medium laser isn't going to be able to get range on it, so if I fire both of these, I'll be at 5 over heat. That's going to mess with my movement, sadly. But that's pretty much the situation I'm in. I just kind of have to hope that Zero can out-tactics this guy. So take those shots. Over here, you have excellent LRM-15 shots right on that condor. I want you to take them and knock it out, please. And that's everyone. Fingers crossed that we knock out at least one vehicle. Alright, what do we do? AC5 at my Ostall miss. AC5 at my Ostall miss. My Shadowhawk's PPC, unfortunately, still isn't dialed in, but the LRM-5 does hit the Galleon light tank, does do a... oh, I guess this thing isn't actually a hover thing. It's just so lightly armored. Well, okay, it's down to half movement, so it's going to be an easy pickup. Vidette misses my Warhammer. My PPC does exactly what I was saying it would do. It hits it on the left side and exposes it, but unfortunately doesn't follow up with SRM6s. But its left side is exposed. We've got the Hermes, unfortunately missed. The Condor does hit me on my center torso again. They seem to be kind of drilling that center torso pretty hard. Doesn't destroy my searchlight, like that matters. But that's 2 hits on my Warhammer. The Maxim is kind of laying into my Trebuchet, but fortunately the legs behind cover prevent a significant amount of damage. Oh, so yeah, okay. I looked ahead, I got distracted. Galleon tank shoots at Warhammer. Uh, does some leg damage. I was freaking out about this a little bit, but then I remembered the Ostsal's arms are just little arm panels. They're shields. They're designed to take hits like this. Although I guess I got hit on that left arm a lot to already be down to it so that a medium laser could burn through. But them's the breaks. Vidette pops my Warhammer for a little bit of extra damage. I am taking a lot of damage on that thing. Unfortunately, my shots on the Saladin miss, but my Trebuchet manages to finalize that Condor by blowing its turret off with a lucky roll. Good job, you. And then just blowing it up in general. So you didn't even need the lucky roll. You already had that thing. In fact, you immobilized it as well. But that is one vehicle down. One other badly injured. And a lot of them still advancing on us, but that's 1 out of 4 that we need. Shice, not so shice. Excelente. We did outpace that Saladin significantly. Only the Warhammer has to worry about where it goes. So that's 1 out. They seem to be kind of crowding around my Ostsal, because I bet they know that it can't get away very well. My Warhammer does need to worry about that Saladin coming up on him. Could kind of pop down into cover here, but that wouldn't necessarily stop the Saladin. Is there supposed to be a... No, that's just the Condor's name tag interacting with the terrain weird. Because of the damage that you've been regularly taking, you cannot take an AC-20 on any location except your left arm and not be into criticals. So I still do have to respect that AC-20. How best to play this? This is a tough call. I could pop down into cover here and then just kind of turn so that I could torso twist to get shots on target, and then I'd at least be partially covered. That's the move I think I'm going to make. They are all clumping up to try to essentially gangbang my Ostsal, but fortunately he should be able to pull back a fair bit. But maybe not as much as I'd like. The Hermes. So the Saladin is kind of our big question here. Where does he reach? He doesn't have reach right here. My Hermes could sort of scoot along here very quickly, be closer, and thus sort of attract some attention. Let's see here. Got to do some quick calculations. I've got 4-6 movement on this because of heat problems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can get out of AC 20 range, but I can't do both that and get my guns on target. I'll be exposing my back. But I think it's more important to get out of the AC 20 range, most of all, so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, actually, no, I miscounted because I've got to turn twice. 1, 2 turn, 3, 4 up, 5, 6. Yeah, no. If instead I 1 turn, 2, 3 up, 4, 5, 6, I'm still not out of range. Oh, I may have fugged myself. I can't get out of that Saladine's range. Well, okay. He's a 6/6. He's a 6/6. Let's not make him too scary. If I'm at long range, he's going to be at 10s to hit me base. If I can move 3 squares at long range, which it looks like I can do, if I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then not only is he at 10, he's at 11s. We've gotten hit on less likely, though. And if I expose my back to him and he shoots me in the back, that could be it for the Ostsal right there. Okay, we can back up into the large, and that's a guaranteed. We can then make sure that we sort of face the Saladin. I may be seeming like I'm putting too much emphasis on how scared I am of that Saladin, but AC 20s, man, they don't fucking play. Alright, back to the thing whose movement it currently is. My Hermes can take a straight jaunt down there, moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares. Should be difficult to hit, 6 hexes. He'll be at medium range for all of these guys, which should include the Saladin. If I do like what my little torso twist would be, should be at medium for the Saladin. So he can put shots on that. They're not going to be super accurate shots, but, well, they actually might be not bad because he didn't move much. But we'd also have a target-rich environment in that sense, generally. So I'm going to go ahead and commit the Hermes down. Lots of things are moving up on me now. They've smelled blood in the water. My Shadowhawk can follow kind of the same pattern that my Hermes did, except for the fact that I can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, much harder to hit, and turn so that I've got better shots. And my PPC will still be at mediums for all of the things that I can target. But, you know, we're doing a breakaway. We're committing to kind of being out in the open because there's not great cover here anyway, but we're out where we can run fast. And I might need to commit just everybody to doing this. That said, what can you do to get me medium, your LRM-15s on top of that Saladin? You can do it by kind of running flat out to there. That's 4 movement. That's going to get you targeted because you didn't move. You moved only 4. But that would get you -2 for running, -1, 3. So you'd be at 7s to hit the Saladin. And if you land a bunch of LRM-15s on that Saladin, it's going to be a bad time for him. Taking lots of risky maneuvers because, you know, I underestimated these guys, but they are kind of playing to their strengths. They do have a shitload of shots they can take. Now, for this, my plan was pretty much walk out here and then do a turn on the dance floor, do a little turn on the catwalk. That way, the Saladine's shot is coming at my side, not my back, and then I can torso twist and maybe exact some pre-vengeance on him. Best shot I got, unfortunately. My Warhammer is pretty safe. Uh, can take okay-ish shots on the Saladin. Pretty much has okay-ish shots on everything in this territory. The Saladin is a lightly armored, it's a glass cannon on its sides, but it has some pretty significant armor on its front. That said, that would be a good reason that we'd want to use our PPCs on its front to help strip it for the others. So, yes, we want to try to put your PPCs onto that Saladin so we can finalize him and I can stop acting like such a big scaredy cat. Please fire those downrange. You'll be up to 5 heat, but that's the price we pay for lots of fire downrange. Make it happen. Those are what kinds of shots? 9s? Ugh, that's just not great. But unfortunately, it's going to be better than any other shot you've got, so put it downrange. Over here, the Hermes was going to be able to get that Saladin as well. And since we've got the same shot on the Saladin as we do on everyone else, we are just going to say, go away, Saladin. Now, I need him to remain mobile, so once again, I can't dump his lasers. He's just got to stay fast. Fortunately, the Shadowhawk gives me everything in a bag of chips every time I ask for it. So, fire that and fire your LRM-5. The Trebuchet, I specifically got the best shots I possibly could off of you. Please take those best shots downrange. Wait a minute. Did I just fuck up? I fucked up. I did not move much. Oh, shit. Well, too late now. Cross your fingers, folks. I might need the luck. I'm so scared of AC-20s. I am scared. I'm super scared. I'm not going to back down from it. They're so fucking devastating if they land, and I just don't know what to expect from dice. Okay. 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 No. Twist. What do we got? 8s? I'll take 8s. Take those 8s. Just please put that thing in. Okay, actually, hang on. Hold up. We can only take one large laser shot this turn. Can you get more mediums? Nope, not at the same thing. So one large laser. We need to knock your heat back down so you can regain maneuverability. Let's hope that this is enough. All right. Oh, fuck me. Okay, well, okay, don't panic just yet. Don't panic just yet. AC5 came in, missed. What I went oh fuck with is this SRM6 came in on, from the Maxim, came in on my Ostsol, managed to hit. That 7 is just not very nice, but that Maxim was closer, so it'll be more accurate. I took a headshot and re-rolled it with edge, which is actually not great, because that means I just prevented like 2 damage to my head, and spent my edge doing it. That's kind of the nature of edge. You don't get to choose when, just what the trigger is. Popping, a little extra damage on my left arm, I don't really care. A through armor critical, please. 12, 2. Stop doing this. Stop it. LRM5 hits, just taking a lot of pop damage. What I'm scared about is that means I don't have the edge against that AC-20 shot that could be coming in. Ooh, Galleon doesn't hit. Neither does my Warhammer, unfortunately. Okay, AC-20 missed. Everything else we should be able to survive. But we are getting kind of raked with fire. AC-2's coming in. Are you serious? Well, okay. Misses on both sides, I guess, is okay, but... alright. We did one hit. My Ostsal got one hit on the Saladin. Everything else missed. Most of those were 9s, dudes. And you had 7s. You guys don't underestimate these tanks. There's a shitload of them. We kind of got some bad terrain and we're super exposed. We don't have any line of sight blockers that we can really rely on because we started up high. I thought that was good to get shots down, but didn't count on the tanks just kind of bum rushing us. And especially didn't count on the fact that you guys can't hit this damn Saladin to knock it out. Ooh, that's not good. Hermes, Trebuchet. Where's the Saladin? Shoot. Alright, 3 of my mechs go before the Saladin, so he gets to pick his target. And that Ostsal, the Ostsal and Shadowhawk at least get to maneuver around him. Alright. The best defense the Hermes has is just being fucking Sanic fast. If we remain Sanic fast, even if the enemies close up on me, I can move like 8 damn hexes, and it's still very difficult for them to land a shot. It's going to be difficult for me to land a shot too, especially one that'll help. But I just kind of have to keep moving him Sanic fast. Speed is the only advantage that Hermes has right now. Unfortunately, speed is also the only advantage my Trebuchet has right now, which is not great. It is not that fast. Could we do that another way? Like maybe this way? Just so that we don't end up with our back facing. That moves me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hexes is, once again, that's a -2 penalty. If I just kind of go flat out, I can move 8. 8 is going to be an even better penalty, but the problem is if I kind of air that close, the Saladin's just going to hover behind me and try to shoot me up my butthole. That's not great. So I kind of have to air to the side. Can I just do like this? How far would that get me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be 6 either way if I try to do it like this, just because it's a matter of I've got 2 turns in there soaking up part of my 8 movement. So it's 6 hexes no matter which way you spill it. So may as well spill it in the direction that gets me 6 hexes and as far away from the enemy as possible. Can't do it there because there's rubble in the way. So this seems like the best I can do. Then we can torso twist and try to put an LRM-15 on whoever presents themselves. Or medium lasers if necessary. Speed is unfortunately our ally, but it's not an ally of the Warhammer, sadly. Can you back up a fair amount, maybe? Not really. Especially not because your heat is giving you problems. Well, best I can do is kind of get you into a position so that next turn you can start rushing this way just to join everyone else's mad headlong dash. Lots of vedettes going close to my Hermes. That J. Edgar is coming right on me. Ostsal at least gets to move after the Saladin does. Now that Saladin, He may have fugged up a bit. He definitely fugged up a bit. That turret is mounted in his front. He can't aim that at people. So he's pretty much leaving this to everyone else. That means, in order to try to get a good shot on him this turn, I can take this Ostsal and just try my damnedest to put this guy at as close as I can. And in fact, the closer I get to these vedettes, the better in general, because they've got weapons that have minimum ranges attached to them. So just by sprinting up like this, I put myself in the middle of a shitload of vedettes, but I do so by moving fucking fast. 7 hexes is -3 to hit me. I'm at close range, which will provide them with some penalties to target me, due to their close-in nature of their weapons. That should be, well, -1, unfortunately, from this range. No, should be -2. They should have a 3-range penalty, if I remember correctly. Well, let's just look. Let's just look. AC 5, yeah, -1, -2. They got -2, -3. They've got plus, or plus whatever, those are 5s. They're looking at 10s to hit me. Now, I've been hit with a shitload of 10s before. It happens to me. Constantly. But this should help mitigate a lot of their potential 10s. They'll rake me with machine gun fire that'll be demi-accurate, but, you know, fuck you. And hopefully I can just nuke that Saladin and stop worrying so damn much. So, go balls out, Zero. You're my hope. That Maxim did not flank me. But he did think about his movement kind of weirdly. Everyone's sort of closing in on me. That Maxim actually has close range weapons that will be able to pop at me nastily, but, you know, what can I do? Meanwhile, the Shadowhawk double check, but I'm pretty sure even if I go straight up, yeah, no, he can't target me. Shadowhawk, can I rely on you to start kicking this Maxim? Because that would be super nice of you. Please attempt to deliver this service for me. So shots. We do not have good shots on the Saladin with this Hermes because of the nature of its speed, and how quickly we're moving. We can take demi-accurate shots on this vedette, but that's about it. This flat open area, everyone can move super fast on it. It's making it super hard to pin people down. Quick check if you like twist yourself. Your shots on that galleon are meh, meh, meh. This is kind of the best shot you got from this guy who didn't move a hell of a lot. Unless the Maxim didn't move. No, Maxim moved pretty fast. That Vedette moved pretty fast. So this guy's kind of exposed himself with not moving fast. On the other hand, I want as many shots I can on this Saladin just to try to finish it. Just to finish the fight so I can learn to stop worrying and love the bomb. Man, I wish I had some bombs on this. Anyway, so give me a zap on the Saladin. It's not going to hit, but I need every not going to hit so that something is going to hit. Trebuchet, tell me those LRM-15s are hopping. They are not. That absolutely is not worth it because of the limited nature of my LRM-15s. And the fact that LRM-15s can deliver me some pretty nice miracles in terms of just removing things from the board. Give me a quick twist, because I'd love to see if you've maybe got... Okay, that's a good example. If we can get those LRM-15s on that galleon, lightly armored as it is, and with an exposed area as it already has, those LRM-15s could pop it. Now, unfortunately, we've built up too much heat, so we can only fire one this turn. Fingers crossed. Over here, this J. Edgar is on my ass. But I actually have better shots on this galleon that I was just talking about. Unfortunately, I have to juggle my fire this turn. And in fact, maybe the best fire juggle is just to take a shitload of close range shots on this J. Edgar. I could do a medium medium, puts me at 12. Small small puts me at 14. And then SRM6 puts me at, yeah, so I can just fire everything except my PPCs and be heat neutral by going bang bang, not going to hits, also not going to hits, possibly going to hits. And any one of those could potentially crit this thing into the ground. Do it. Over here, this is what we went balls out for. You've got the heat capacity, you have to take it, zap that bitch, and unfortunately that's just not worth it. We have to remain maneuverable. We can't afford to go overheat that much. So hopefully that's enough to finish up that Saladin. That's all I got. Oh, actually, that's not all I got. I've got one more. I do have a PPC at close range. I will take it. I'll take the LRM5 too. Why not? Well, the why not is because then I'd get this secondary target modifier on this guy. I can't remember if you take the penalty on both. I don't think you do. I think you only take the penalty on the second guys that you shoot at. I just don't want to risk that. More shots on this guy. How do we do? Alright. Vidette misses me. Vidette misses me. Galleon misses me. My Hermes misses the Saladin. Shit. Vidette misses me. Once again, I'm just moving fucking flat out. It's making it hard to hit me. I actually managed to land only 5 missiles out of 15 onto that Galleon. We've stripped off another one of its sides, so it's exposed twice. On its left side and on its right side, so hopefully someone can finish that up. Vidette misses me. My Warhammer just takes a shitload of shots, and actually, the SRM6, even though only 2 of its missiles hit out of 6, does manage to do some work. It damages the J. Edgar's motive system twice, which is going to make it slow as balls and make it easy to finalize. Excellent, excellent work. Good missiles up the fan pipes. Vidette misses me. These are getting really narrow, though. The J. Edgar is firing back at my Warhammer and manages a lot of shots. Nothing in a particularly sensitive area. Beautiful! Good shot, Zero! Fantastic shot! Yes! That's exactly what we needed. We've stunned the crew, which would have been fine on its own, and then we immobilized the engine. The fan blades are out, it is sunk into the dust, and down it goes. It is no longer going to be a threat. Oh. Okay, now I can start cleanup. So, now that I don't have to worry about 20 points of damage causing me sudden existence failure, this becomes a lot easier. I'm going to kick this Maxim, because that's my best chance for taking someone the hell out. I can deal with the Shadowhawk falling over. I should be maneuverable enough to deal with that. We didn't fall over, we kicked it and severely exposed its... we haven't exposed, but we've knocked off its turret armor significantly, so any weight of fire on that turret should blow it off. Our heat is holding good. So, we've got a spread of initiatives again. The Saladin, which we were worried about, it's going to get abandoned. It's immobilized. It can't go anywhere. So mostly what we need to worry about is where that Maxim is going, and it has to go early. And the J. Edgar is going. Everything else we can just kind of adapt to. So Vidette going over here, the Maxim, they are both hiding. They have realized that their biggest trump card against mechs has been immobilized, and now they don't have shit. Now, that said, I know this thing is immobile. I know it has to be abandoned, but I'm so scared of it. So very, very scared. I could run in front of it. Well, even running in front of it wouldn't get me a bead on that Maxim. Running flat out over here wouldn't do it either. So in general, probably my best bet is going to be to run sort of like this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I could get 7, that would be better. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. 7 hexes moved. These guys can come and kind of flank me if they wanted to, but since I'm already moving 7, I'm going to be hard to hit, and they'd have to move pretty flat out to get behind me. So I'm okay with that. And that's going to kind of spook them. As for my Shadowhawk, I can end up on top of this Vidette and Maxim. That means that they can't shoot at me. I won't be able to shoot at much either, but I'll be able to step on them. Is that wise? It's not really that wise, if I'm being honest. It kind of exposes my back to any one of these fuggos that wants to come and give me problems. They're currently taking themselves out of the fight. Let's respect their wishes. We're going to just back up a shitload. We'll move 5 hexes, that'll be a -2 to hit us, and put ourselves at some range so that we can get our PPC barking against whoever tries to approach. Okay, looks like they're consolidating up here. My Ostsal could end up in front of them. Okay, once again, we're going to respect their wishes. Now this AC2 VDET has moved himself into position so that I could kind of scoot on top of him and turn around a bunch, but that doesn't necessarily make me hard to hit. I kind of want to leverage my speed a bit again, just to make me hard to hit by all of these bastards. Now that J. Edgar is begging for death. He knows that his fan blades are crippled, and so he's just saying, please, Warhammer Senpai, end me. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going to step on him lightly. He won't be able to shoot at me, and I'll be able to just stomp on him. It means I can't shoot back at him, but now that I'm heat balanced, I more want those PPCs firing downrange on, say, this Galleon light tank. That's a better time, as far as I'm concerned. Yep, it's abandoned. So we've got 1, 2. We need 2 more. God, who could have known that a vehicle fight would be so fucking tense? But yeah, we'll move on top of him. That invalidates his shooting. That Vidette scarpered for the hills. Lots of Videttes are scarpering for the hills. The only one who kind of stayed exposed is one that I now want to talk to about accepting missiles into his chassis. Yep, Saladin ejected. Do want to note that Zero was the one who did that. Bring up my notepad. So excellent work, Zero. So who are my targets? This guy exposed himself. This guy was kind of, I think he's slow. He seems kind of slow with his movement 3-5, so he couldn't get away. I've got same shots on either of these, but my shots on the Galleon are more likely to actually give me some results. So that's the shot I'll take. Zap. My Shadowhawk has, once again, same shots, but we should be able to finalize this Galleon with all of the other guys who are going to be coming on. So let's go ahead and dedicate my PPCs to this VDET problem. That's also acceptable. So the Ostsal, should I put it on the Vidette here or on this Galleon? I've got way better shots on the Galleon. I'm just aiming to take out tanks right now. Zap. Do I need to do a bit of a heat eco? I could do a bit of a heat eco. If I don't, I'm at 19, 3 over. If I just do these two lasers, I'd just be 1 up. Let's do it that way. Do a bit of a heat eco so that I can keep firing my big ones on a later turn. Over here, PPCs downfield, finalizing this Galleon. Zap, zap, 3 over. The Trebuchet, him, I wanted to throw missiles into this Vidette, and so he will do so. So let's see how we do. The Maxim apparently had LRM-5s on my Warhammer, but missed both of them. Hermes manages to zap that Galleon light tank on its front. It's only got 3 armor up there, so its side is exposed, front is weak. Shadowhawk unfortunately misses PPCs and LRM-5s at the Vidette. Vidette fires an AC-2 and misses. Not great shooting, Zero. Not too hot shooting. Not hot shooting. We need hot shooting. Hot shooting ends this match. Well, this is kinda hot shooting. You managed to put a critical onto its turret, which destroyed the stabilizer, so it's going to have difficulty shooting. But that did not eliminate a tank, despite the fact that I felt pretty confident that we would. So, not great shooting. Hopefully better stomping. Please step on him. Crunch right in the butt. And he's down to 1 internal structure. Come on. Well, you had no control over that. That's exactly the amount of damage you do every time. There's no variability there. So, we're sort of middle of the road on initiative now. One thing that pisses me off significantly is that J. Edgar light hover tank gets to move after I do. So, shit. He's going to have opportunities to make a fool of me after I stepped on his butt. The J. Edgar, the Vidette, and the Scorpion all move, so we get to know where the most of the enemies are moving before we move most of our guys who are tangled up with the enemies. It's just the Warhammer who's going to potentially look a fool. Alright, they are breaking out of cover. They are saying, alright, we don't think that you can move terribly fast now, so we're going to start taking good pot shots at you. Since I have no idea where this J. Edgar is going to go, my best option is just kind of to back the fuck up and say, alright, one place you can't go is behind me, dipshit. All of them are kind of up on my Hermes grill. That's not fun times for Hermes. You staying cool, Icicle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're staying cool. Just keep looping, keep looping. They can't hit what they can't hit. Make yourself a difficult target and everything will be fine. Shadowhawk. All of them are just lined up at short range, but if you stay still, you're just going to get fucking peppered to death. The Galleon is kind of the key to knocking out another tank quick. We also have this Vidette we sort of popped. And where's the Maxim? Didn't we do some nasty damage to it? We did. We slowed it down. And it's right there. So what we can kind of do, that moves 4, gets us close. We can get right on top. And we will have kind of bad shots with our PPC, unfortunately. But we'll be standing right on top of a Vidette that we can step on, and we will be kind of bamboozling them. And bamboozling them always counts. For the Trebuchet, I'd really love to get more LRM-15s on that Galleon, and do so while still moving a fair distance. That may be somewhat difficult. That's too many turns. Unfortunately, you just keep getting closer every time I do this. That's 4 squares. That's... Could you go like this? That's 5 squares. That's at least the -2 to hit. And you've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's actually 6. That's still -2 to hit. Can't quite go for 7. Could you? No. That's going to be your max because of turns involved. But it puts that galleon at the sweet spot range, so we'll take it. Ostsal, who do I want you to drill in on? Kind of want you to drill in on that Maxim, because I think you're the one that's actually going to let us drill through its armor. So I'm going to put you in a similar position, just danger close. And unlike the PPC, your lasers will actually be barking at maximum efficiency to help take out that Maxim. So close in on him. J. Edgar backed up, so he can only move so much. It's crippled and withdrawing, but if we let it withdraw fully, it's just going to take forever. So what I really need to do is punch him out right now. He's too far away for me to give much more than, well, okay, I could medium SRM, that's going to put me at 14. Then I could go up to 24. It put me 8 over. That's not great. The other option is getting 24 with 2 PPCs. And that would be super accurate. Yeah, that might be my best shot for taking this guy out. It's going to put me 8 over heat. No, it should just be 6 over heat, shouldn't it? I'd be 24. Yeah, 6 over heat. We'll do it that way. 6 over heat, penalties to movement, no penalties to shooting. We'll take that. Over here, you just kept moving fast, but now you have a decent laser on that galleon, and I know both of its sides are exposed, so give me a zap that will hopefully finalize that son of a bitch. You closed in to specifically get some shots on that Maxim, some close range shots that aren't great, but you're taking them anyway. So, Pew and Foosh, you were giving me some missile shots on that galleon. Hopefully one of those will hit. And you were taking out that Maxim. Give him both barrels. Zap, zap. That's 3 over. I would love to go deeper, but unfortunately I still need to keep my maneuverability. So that's all I can do. So because we're close in, well, okay, this guy had a good shot, but he just flubbed it. Because we're close in on so many of the other ones, their shots are much harder, especially because we moved. The dice are with us a bit this time. Our Warhammer lands 2 shots into the side of that J. Edgar, melting and going into the internal structure on the right. We've stunned the crew. They can't fire. I'm not sure if they were going to be firing anyway with their busted-ass turret. But we have made it very vulnerable to being finalized. The Hermes, the Galleon light tank is taking shots on my Hermes and gets a lot of lucky ones, but the Hermes hasn't taken much damage because it's been going Sanic fast, so no significant damage there. Vedet actually does hit my Trebuchet in its left torso, and that's starting to get exposed. I'm not happy about that. SRM2 from the Maxim hits my Ossault, but that's about it. My Hermes zaps that thing in its rear, damn it, and hits it in one of the few remaining places that it has armor that could have taken a large laser shot, but slows it down a little bit more, so at least there's that. Shadowhawk immobilizes the Maxim. Yes, so that's another thing that will be out of this fight. We just need to worry about one more being taken out, and maybe... Excellent work! Immobilized the galleon. So, as soon as they abandon those two, we've won this. We just have to survive for another turn. Because unfortunately, because they have to abandon it on their turn, the units aren't destroyed until then. And then the Ostsal zaps the Maxim again. But those two are both immobilized. Uh, I don't need to take any... well, I couldn't, but what I can do is both the Ostsal and my Shadowhawk can stomp on top of this Vedette that they're on top of and hope for the best. We both missed, but we both managed a piloting roll. This one I can kind of understand. This one, come on, dude. This is the second... Well, no, it's not. I was thinking of someone else. Got a little bit of heat on that trebuchet that's a bit hard to manage, but... Let's see here. Shadowhawk has to move first. Boo. And they get stuff that goes after us. Double boo. But at the end of this turn, all of them, we should be at our number. So let's just kind of take it in stride. I think because I can't pick my targets very well with this, I'm just going to back the fuck up again. And then I'll figure out targets from there. I could try chasing that guy down, but I don't think that it's going to pay off. So I'm also just going to back up here. That Vedette is going for rear shots, and this Vedette is closing in on me. This guy is stunned. I won't know if I'll be able to catch up to him. Best I can do is just kind of push up hard and see if I can still get him within range. That said, better might just be to walk up slowly and then see if I'll be able to get him with one PPC shot as he parts. That's demi-accurate. Everyone's kind of surrounding the Shadowhawk. Everyone is super surrounding the Shadowhawk. I am not comfortable with this. These guys go pretty late in the turn, so that said, I could kind of get behind these guys and prepare to kick, but none of them have taken significant enough damage for that to really matter. Instead, I kind of need to keep going Sanic fast, but this guy is a roadblock, so I can't. I could attempt to rush up here so that I could catch this J. Edgar wherever he decides to go, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not very fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's much faster. Take that, see if you can't intercept the J. Edgar wherever he's going. You kinda can. They have abandoned that Maxim. For my trebuchet, honestly, it is still just a matter of back the fuck up and hope for the best. And they've abandoned that guy. At that point, that's slash victory. Because we've got the Maxim, the Saladin, the Galleon, and the Condor. That is 4 out of 13 is 1/4 or more. I am kind of in a gangbang right now, and I'm not happy about this. But there's really not a lot I can do about this gangbang other than just try to endure it. So let's try to endure it as best I can by taking shots that might do most... Are any of these damaged in any way? This guy is, but he's super close to me, so I'm not going to have good shots on him. No one else is really at great range, so I can just kind of take some pot shots over here at this guy and hope that one of them gets lucky. And since that's apparently the policy, I would have 8s to hit this guy, 7s to hit this guy. That guy's kind of inadvertently my target just by process of elimination. Since this is the last turn, I'll go deep into heat debt to make it happen. I have butt lasers on target? I do. Alright. Have to check the chart for one potential downside I had forgotten of your reactor turning off is if it does, your mech could fall and do additional damage to itself. I don't want that to happen. So I actually don't want to go into so much heat debt that my reactor could shut down. Instead, I would quite prefer to just stick at, yeah. So below 17 over, I'm currently just 4 over. If I fired all of my medium lasers, that's going to be 12. I would be 16 over, which shouldn't threaten a shutdown if I'm remembering correctly. Unfortunately, I've got it currently covered up. I'm going to trust my brain knowledge. Zap this bastard with some additional medium lasers just to finalize him. And zap this bastard with some butt lasers that may or may not hit, but I'm taking them because they're hilarious. Up here, guy is within 3, so I could hit him with all of my short range stuff. And even like the stuff that's at long range has a decent chance of hitting. Damage, high to low, please. Trying to stay below 18. Oh wait, 18 actually I think is just the, hang on, I gotta check this. I might have already messed up on the Ostsol, but if I can prevent further F-ups. Hang on, just a moment. Teach me to put this in the wrong position. Okay. Yes, the first short shutdown is at 14. That's what I wanted to avoid. Okay, I already fucked that up with the Ostsol. Can avoid fucking that up with this. So I need to avoid getting, let's see here, 14? So I need to avoid getting 32 heat on this mech. Let me start with just all of the stuff I can throw at this guy. Okay, wow, so that's all well within range. 29, so I can fire that and a PPC. So we'll fire that and a PPC. And still be below 32. One more PPC would put me over, so we'll do that way. Things are going to get smoking hot in here because we are also firing dose large laseros downrange. And for the trebuchet, what do you got LRMs on? I guess just like this guy. Once again, I am trying to just avoid that overheat, so we're at 14, so we need to not go over 24 with you. You'll build up 10, so you'll be at 15. We need to not go above 23. So you'll be at 15 from the two other 15s. 15, 18, 21, 24. We can't fire all of your medium lasers. We can fire 2 of them. So give him a zap and a zap and a foosh and a foosh. And that would put me at 14 for the shutdown, so don't. So how do we do? So, Shadowhawk manages to hit and stun that crew. Vedettes miss the Shadowhawk despite possibly because they put themselves at point blank range. That gives them more penalties than helps. Ostsal manages to immobilize that sucker twice. Oh, no, he immobilized that guy, and his butt lasers immobilized the J. Edgar. So that would have been a hilarious double, if not for the fact that we're probably going to blow those up. But if you don't blow them up, both of those are yours. Um, well, that would have been an extra immobile, but it does not blow up. Shadowhawk does get pinked a couple times. More motive system damage. And the Shadowhawk could have taken a through armor critical, but didn't. Instead, just takes a shot to the left arm. Thank you, Edge. So that is two more guys that we immobilized, both of them initially belonging to Zero. So Zero also manages to earn himself a Scorpion and a J. Edgar for some excellent butt shooting. And we didn't manage to destroy them, so they're coming home more intact as salvage. Good work. Good work, everyone. Okay, what went right on that one? Well, actually, let's talk about what went crazy on that one. I keep underestimating vehicles because, I mean, they're very fragile, but we're starting to see a shitload of vehicles. And on top of that, the terrain that they were in made it difficult to hit them and made it sometimes a little difficult for us to maneuver so we couldn't get hit. And I won't lie, I will never back down from being scared of an AC-20. That thing is just a fucking menace. It's a menace to society, and I am not going to back down from being scared of it. I will be scared of that till the day I die, probably from an AC-20. But in any case, we managed to pull through. We took some damage on the Ostsal, which is going to add to all the damage that we have to repair, but thankfully, Lyrans aren't as sneaky about their battle planning. So it's only Tuesday. I've got lots of time to repair these things, lots of time to work on salvaging the mechs that I got in the last mission and the vehicles I've got in this one. So we should come out of this with some more armor, some more ammo, and some more C-bills. And maybe by the time we get the next mission, I'll have sunk those C-bills into a new assault mech. I am excited about that. Anyway, thank you once again for watching. I'll see you the next time we get a mission, or the next time a new month runs around. See you next time.